Hey y'all, hey, it's another episode of Bonafide Her podcast featuring the one and only Valerie Van Dijk. Me, 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 me. Girl, you got a lot of love earlier. That some people came in earlier like this. Like they came in early today for you.
Hey
So
guys.
how you doing today?
Doing good. I just got back from a hike actually and took a shower after that, so my hair's a little funky right now, but
Girl, you still slay all day though. You still slay.
thanks.
So let's get this started. So Miss Valerie, can you tell us like how you got to where you are in your sports journey?
So when I was younger, my dad, I have like a few siblings. I have five siblings, and we're all about a year apart. And my dad, he was kind of a basketball coach. So when we were little, he would take us to the basketball courts and just train us. And that's kind of where it started. And then I just kept like, I got into like club when I was in sixth grade, and then the middle school basketball, and then into high school. And then just from I took it really serious in high school where it was like my practices were 2 to 3 hours, and then on top of training with my dad, so putting up all those reps to really get serious to go to college. And then once I got to college, I actually went to three universities, and yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
So the three universities that you went to, like, what was the competition like, and what was the transition like going from those three colleges?
So the first one I went to was actually in COVID. So I got my year back, but during that, the competition was, so it's NAIA, and I would say it was definitely a lot different. Like going from high school to college, like that was just a big jump because in college it's kind of like the best players from teams are all gathered into one. So now you're not considered the best player unless you prove it. And so at that first college, I'd say because of COVID, we only had like 8 games that year. The competition wasn't too bad. But then when I got to my second college, which is Park University, another NAIA, I'd say the competition was similar because I I'm trying to remember. We might have been in the same league. Like the all the colleges that I've been to, I think we've been in the same league, but recently they just changed leagues. But so the competition is pretty similar, like around the same, but obviously each year has new players that are better on other teams. So yeah, it's pretty similar though.
Girl, you gotta show the nails because I saw some
Oh
nails. I
yeah.
was like, nail cam right there. Ooh, look
Yeah,
at
hold on, let me
that.
get the lighting better. So I can
Ooh,
see the little flower and
ooh. I was like, and it matches your shirt too. I was like,
yep,
ooh, get
Chicago
on.
Bulls.
Like, ooh, I was like, oh, I just saw the nails. I was like, this is cute. So
Thanks.
I was like, when I'm like, kudos to all the ladies that can hoop with the nails on, because I'm like, y'all got this. Because
I had to get used to it. I'm not gonna lie. Like catching a ball without breaking them was a little difficult at first, but then I realized like when you're catching a ball, you're not going like this. You're not catching it like that. It's like fingertips. So like it's more of like open hand and you just like figure it out.
I ain't gonna lie, when I tried shooting it, or like I caught it one time, and next thing I know, it's like, well, my finger got bruised from it, and it's like, well, there goes the acrylic nails. I'm good. So, but I'm just like, but it's just so cute. I be like, man, all the women that be hooping with the nails, yes, I'm here for it. And
Appreciate
I think it's the best part to see all the women, like we just get beautiful and like slay both on and off the court, and we just slay off on and off the court. So
hmm
my question for you is, you know, when it comes to say representation in women's sports, how important is representation in women's sports?
To be honest, it's really, really important to me just because as a female athlete, no matter what level I've been at, I've always noticed like I know there's a whole debate about, guys getting special treatment or, more for their sports, which I can actually like say it I've seen it so much, whether it's club, it's school basketball, it's high school, elementary, college. Most of the time, the female athletes are either treated different, we don't get the same amount of gear. It was just a lot more privileges for the men. And that's why to me it's so important seeing all these like rising stars in women's basketball have really put on the globe like we're not just like that at basketball. We could do what men do too. Like growing up when I was younger, I would say basketball for women's, you were just automatically assumed like, oh, she's bad. She doesn't know how to play. Anytime, even nowadays, I still walk in a gym and in Arizona, a lot of people know me now, so they know that I can hoop. But it's like if I was to walk in a random gym that nobody's seen me before, they're not picking me. They're picking me last, or they're not picking me. They're assuming that I can't play. And I think it's just a big thing that like we do just as much work just because our genetics aren't as I wouldn't say it's not genetics, but not just genetics, but I'm just saying it's like we're still strong. We still do the same amount of work. We still bust our butts and do all of this. Like we deserve a little more recognition. And I feel like it's finally getting to that point where people are like, yo, these girls can play. Like they can do this. So it's really important. Yeah.
For sure, man. Because I feel you on like going to the gym and you be the only girl there, and then you could be the first one in the gym, right? And everybody else starts, and then I used to be like, it's usually first 10 and then you play, whether if you're the only girl. But a lot of them just like will skip you because you're the girl or you're the only girl, and then they'll wait. And I'm just like, you have someone that's been here this whole time has already been waiting. So, and
Yep.
then in your mind, you're like, you know what, at this point, you know, they're going to reap what they sow. You know, if they want to lose, they'll lose. But if you want to win, put me in. So,
Exactly.
so my question for you is, you know, the basketball content that you create, you know, you are a hooper, and how do you just infuse both the basketball with content creation together?
So I will say it's definitely an up and down kind of road. It's really hard to find time to do the both. So that's why I try to plan ahead. So like when I know I'm going to be hooping when it's not like college workouts, I'm thinking, okay, let me find out like I'll get to the gym maybe an hour early or 20 minutes early, like between 20 minutes and an hour. Get there early so then I can hoop and then after I set aside maybe 20, 30 minutes to make content. But like I think of the ideas before I go. So then I'll like record the videos and put captions and all I have to do is, replace it with a basketball video. But I'll say it's definitely not easy. One thing about content creating that I've learned over time is that like when you're a student athlete and then working and doing all this stuff, like when you first look at social media influencers, you think, "Oh, that looks fun. It looks easy." But to be honest, it's really up and down to be able to find time. And sometimes after I'm done hooping, I'm way too tired to now make content. So it's an up and down thing, but I just thought I really love basketball and I love seeing like funny videos about basketball. So that's really the main thing about like I try to do mine pretty funny or relatable. Some cute stuff here and there, but yeah.
Because girl, I love the basketball content. I love your content. Period. And I was like, that's like, yeah, that sounds about right. Like the relatable things. It's like, oh yeah, like I just like, especially like, have you had people try to come up to you or try to message you talking about, oh, you play basketball, and they would try to hit you up with like some type of riz or some type of like, what's it called, 1-on-one for your heart?
Yeah. All the time. I've even it's so funny because the thing is like I may have, over 100,000 followers, but like I don't feel like that, when I'm walking around I feel literally so normal and I don't think about how that's a decent amount of people. So I've actually had a few experiences where I'll be out with my family. Like I got brothers that are only like, 19, 20, a little younger than me. And we'll be walking as a family, like about to go get food. And then some random people will be like, yo, is that Hooper Valerie? And stuff like that. And I'm like, it feels so weird like to be recognized, but it also it makes me think like, wow, like my content is actually like enjoyable, like people like appreciate it. So that's pretty cool.
Because I be wondering, it's like, I cannot be the only person, or I know there's some women hoopers that probably get those, hey, one on one for your heart, and all this. It's like, that is so like so outdated. Like, this is not love and basketball. We're not recreating no love and basketball. Now we could recreate, if I like you, you hoop, and I like you, we like each other and all that stuff. Like, but I'm no, no.
Now, the amount of times I've gotten that the 1v1 for your heart or something, I'm like, I've just heard it a lot. Let's be a little different.
Like, just be a little more original, like maybe more human. Just like, hey, what happened to, hey, how are
Yeah.
you? What's
Like,
going on?
did you eat today? No.
Yeah, did you eat today? If you haven't, you're welcome to, bless, bless my food. So my question for you is, and we were just talking about Basketball Beauties League, and it's one of those leagues that, that amplifies the women in hooping world just around the world. So, and, you know, do you hope to see more leagues like that, become normalized or to appear in different areas around the globe?
No, definitely. I think especially now's the time for what, because I know a lot of people have ideas like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. If anybody's having the idea to do something women's basketball wise, like a beauties league or 3v3, like they just started that 3v3 league. I think it was like Unrivaled or
Yeah,
something.
it was unrivaled.
Like anything like that, this is the time to do it because it would be so good now that literally women's basketball is finally getting all the attention it deserves. And like if we just keep making more leagues, people might be even more interested. So I think it would be amazing to have that like worldwide. Um Something to also talk about similar to that is that so I was born in the Netherlands and I visited there in the summers of 2021 and 2022. And so the Netherlands, like it's a completely different country, right? Out there, basketball isn't big, but like I could only imagine if they had like a little beauties league or a 3v3 like that put out there, and then people hear a word like, "Whoa, the Netherlands have that." Like, okay, we should make one and stuff like that. Like, it would make such a difference, I think.
And with I would not. I thought Netherlands would have an overseas team or some type of league, especially there in Europe. So
So they do have like overseas, but it's just like the Netherlands is not like known for being good at basketball or like doing a lot. Like I just feel like they need more of like leagues where like the Beauties League, stuff like that, where it's like still good hoopers but also entertainment, you know? So it's not just like all politics, it's also just like having fun and stuff.
like a pro am. Like,
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
so my question for you is, what's it like? What would you say are some of the best people that you have competed against, whether it's entertainment ballers or real hoopers, or I mean, everybody's a hooper, even the entertainments and ones. But what would you say are some of the people that you competed or played against that was like, man, they're just, they just helped me get better?
Well, I would say that in general, like so recently I've been playing in like women's runs at they take place here in AZ, but it's like kind of like a pro and college girl runs. But over the years, I played against some WNBA players. We would just be doing runs and stuff like that. And um, there's one that actually like really stood out to me. Her name's Jade. She went to U of A. Jade Loville or Loville. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she's so like when I watch her play, because I played against her and I played with her, like just in these runs, not like on an actual team, but in these runs, like just watching her like work ethic and also like her Instagram, she has her workouts, posts stuff like that. It's just like that dog mentality. Any woman, like I haven't played with too many like high level, that I could say like that really really stood out, but her like her work ethic just like taking the game to another level, and even just conversations with those kind of players, they talk about how like their whole schedule is literally like hours of hooping, hours of conditioning, eating right, all this stuff, and it just inspires you. So I would definitely say her. And then I would say my friend Elise. I don't know if you've seen her on Instagram. She's a content creator as well, but we went to college together. And we actually transferred from, we went to Park University and transferred to Benedictine University. We both transferred over to the same college to play together. And she's one of like the best hoopers like I've ever met, like female wise. And she knows how to like play with fun, like with skill, but also have a lot of fun. And she's done a lot for herself, like also on the social media side has kind of transitioned into that. And then I'd say last one would probably be, I know these aren't like names that are really, really known, but to me, they've made a big impact for me. Um, my teammate, she was my teammate not this season, but last season. Her name's Maria. She she's one of like the hardest workers, like I said. All of them, what they have in common is like hardworking, their priorities are straight, and they just have really good goals, and they're kind of like not giving up like ever. They would never give up. So that's definitely, yeah.
You go, girl. My, because there's so many hoopers around, probably in Arizona, that are great, and just it's a lot of hoopers around, and I feel like the hooping world is so small in some ways. Like you can know someone, and like they know you, and it's like y'all know each other, and then like if they're close friends with your friend, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a small world after all.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, I always say that athletes are human first. How important, when it comes to being an athlete, how important is mental health to you?
So important. Like, and I mean, is it still mental health month? Like awareness month? Yeah, it is, right?
Maybe, yeah,
Okay.
maybe. So you good.
So I think, like, I don't know if you've seen that little like ice bucket challenge going around for it. And I thought it was so like great because I think that mental health is like above anything else as an athlete too. When I first went to college, I kind of, the way that I was taught basketball from my past coaches, including my dad, was kind of like just focus. It doesn't matter how hard it is, just keep playing, keep doing this, blah blah, kind of push it aside. But I feel like once I got to college, that's kind of how the mindset I had until other things, started deteriorating my mental health, like making me really like question, do I even love what I'm doing? Do I love the situation I'm in? And I think it's so important for any athletes, not just female, but any athletes in general, to like really be aware of your feelings and listen to yourself, like cry when you need to, talk when you need to, because at the end of the day, it really does affect your mental health affects your physical health. So if your mental health isn't doing good, your physical health won't be at its peak. Like there have been so many athletes that I know of that were rising stars or whatever, and it was actually the mental health that ruined it, like during college, and they ended up either not finishing college or not wanting to play further even if they're like good enough. And it really is sad because a lot of like love for basketball gets taken away just because you don't take care of your mental health. So I think it's really important. Like I've had my struggles with it as well, and it's not easy at all. Like you really have to prioritize yourself, and even if you just need a little outlet like writing, singing, going on a hike, whatever it is, like taking that 30 minutes to an hour, maybe even just once a week, it can help with so much. So, yeah.
What advice would you give to someone that's, to an athlete that may be struggling with mental health?
Honestly, I would just say, honestly, I want you to keep going, but I would say prioritize how you feel. Don't be afraid to talk to people. If you have even that one person that you can trust or you feel won't judge you on your feelings, talk to them. Just reach out for that help. Like, do what you can to make sure you're good first. and then your sport will always be there. Like even if you need to even if you need to go and tell your coach like, "Hey, I'm in a really bad place right now. Is there any way that I could just take a day for myself?" Cuz it's actually good we brought this up. Benedictine University, the last university I was at, which I'm actually going back to this upcoming season for my senior season.
Hey.
Um my coach gave all of us a mental health day, which is like it's like where you say, "Hey coach, I want to use my mental health day. I'm just like not feeling good," or you know what? Like that. And I obviously not all universities do that or all coaches, but I feel like when a coach really cares, just ask them, say like, "Hey, I'm struggling," or like if they're kind of like a no, you better be here. I mean, I don't think you'll get kicked off if you ask for that, but it's definitely like if you have anything else going on in the day, just take one day for yourself to at least try to figure out what can help me like de-stress and all of that. Um, but keep going. Like don't give up on your sport. It's only to the point where if it's the sport that's making you mentally, I would actually I am never against like stopping a sport if it's the thing that's creating issues for your health, but just think about like future if that would really mess you up mentally if you never played again, stuff like that. So that's kind of advice I give.
Oh, that was so wrong and real. Like, real, like, girl. Yes. You let them know. Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand that athletes are really human. Like, and people like to, like, really criticize them if they don't make a certain play or if they miss a shot or, like, oh man, they busted my parlay or they busted my bracket. I'm like, y'all really mad about that? Like,
Like
y'all,
we're people.
right. Like, they got feelings too. They have emotions, and you know, I just it just baffles me how people feel like they treat the athletes like they are a parlay instead of human. It's like
Yeah,
I'm thinking to myself, y'all try getting up at 5 in the morning for early workouts. Y'all let us know, like
every morning.
man, like the scheduling too. Like y'all let us know how that goes. Just we'll give you one day, and then if you can't handle it, like this is what we got to do.
Like give respect. Give respect.
So my question for you is, you being part of the growth of women's basketball, like just with the viewership as well as content creation and just the, women's basketball finally getting that respect. What's it like to be part of that growth of women's basketball, getting the respect and also getting the viewership?
Honestly, I love it. I just think I never like I've always been into social media and stuff like that, but I never thought that I could really take it to the level of like making it basketball. And it makes me so happy that in a way, if I think about it, my content does like reach a lot of people. I've had a lot of even like kids like comment on my videos saying like, "Whoa, like you're a good coach," because I coach kids too, and I'll have videos of me coaching the kids. And I've just had a lot of like parents and kids saying like, "Wow, like you're a great coach," stuff like that, and also like posting relatable content where people just feel like kind of seen and heard. Because sometimes I'll do videos where it has to do not like mental health, but kind of how I'm thinking or like, dang, like how a coach has treated you or something like that. And for people to feel like heard and seen, that's like a big part of it. But also, I love that I'm just getting women's basketball out there. Like, yes, I can play. Like, just like I can play, a lot of other girls can play too. So it kind of, I feel like it does help like put it on the map. Like you should be open to allowing a girl play you see at your gym, or if you're at a park and you see a girl shooting on by herself, ask her if she wants to join the game. Stuff like that. And I'm really happy that I hope that I'm like kind of giving that direction with my content. But yeah, I love it. I love anything basketball, and especially if it's like helping women's basketball for sure. Like that's yeah.
Yes, we here for it. We here for it. I'm here for it too. I mean, I've been here for it. So I'm like, my question for you is, what's it like coaching kids, especially with you coming, with you being a college athlete, but also what's it like to balance college and coaching kids at the same time?
So I will say it's hard to find a balance, but well, when I say coaching, I'm more like personally train them. So like I'll right now I don't like coach them. I'll go to their games to like see how they're doing, but um with the training, it's like I just love it. Like I train a lot like middle school boys right now, and to like watch them do the things I showed them in their practices or their trainings, like it's just like a light bulb of like happiness and positivity and just like, oh my gosh, like I'm really helping these kids. Like these kids could end up, really going places. And I just love that. One thing I will say, I was a little intimidated being like a woman, like growing up, not a lot of guys wanted to have a woman coach or like, would really trust it. I don't know. Does she know what she's saying? And I was so happy that when I met this group of boys, they gave me their full attention. They were saying like they're being really respectful, listening to what I say, saying yes, coach, stuff like that. And it's honestly it felt really good to like be respected as like somebody with basketball knowledge versus just like I will say with social media here and there, it's like, oh, she's cute and she plays basketball. But like with this, it was nice where it's just like, oh, she knows basketball. I'm gonna listen to her and do what she says. So I will say it's really nice to be part of like their growth.
That's what's up. You go, girl. You go, girl.
Trying it.
You better let them know. Like, yes, I am that coach. I am that trainer. Yes, let them know. So, what word, if you were to describe your journey, what is a phrase or a word that you would describe your journey so far?
Ooh, let me think. I might need a little bit for that. I'm thinking how to put it together. Um, ooh. Honestly, I'll do the most known phrase, but the heart beats talent. Just cause I felt like even though like obviously all basketball players, we have to think we're like really good and talented and all that. I just feel like I've struggled with a lot where it comes to like I don't know if you heard about in college like making times for sprints and stuff like that and running. I've always had a difficult time with that. I'm not afraid to admit that. You can ask my coaches. But I think that not just that, but like the struggling with the mental health. I've struggled with health issues too and, injuries, all of that. I'd always have up and downs. There were many times I wanted to quit, a lot of times where I felt like I couldn't handle everything, like balancing everything because I've always had a job. I've always had school and basketball just all together has always been a lot, but I always had the heart to like come back to it. Like I feel like in practice, even if say I wasn't making the times, I still like I didn't have the talent to be fast or be really well conditioned, but I still had the heart to like I kept going, I kept going, I kept going. Kind of stuff like that. And in games like you really see a difference of people that really love the game versus the ones that are kind of just there that they don't really care too much about basketball, but they're there because, could be way to college or they don't really, it's just they're good at it. But I just think the difference is like, I don't know, I love basketball with everything that I have. Like I just love it so much. That's why I've incorporated it in all aspects of my life, even on my shirt. But I would say yeah, heart over talent. Yeah.
I remember that quote. It's been a long time too. If there was a player, who's that player that you would say that kind of just inspired your love for the game?
Ooh. I mean, this is the most basic, but I would say Jordan. 100% Michael Jordan. Just I mean, Obviously, I mean, there's a lot of like current NBA players right now that I would say would definitely like when I was younger, I would choose them. But when I was younger, like all you'd hear, like I would be taught, my dad would teach me and show me film of like Michael Jordan, like the greatest people, like, and I was taller, so I would see like Mikhail and Kareem and Wilt Chamberlain. I would watch all the post players, but he'd also show me clips of Jordan because Jordan was like he was exactly like I wouldn't even say heart over talent because he had talent too. He had both, but he had so much heart. Like he took it so personal that like every loss was his loss. You know, every win was a team win for him. It wasn't I didn't think that he was ever selfish. He was very much like I'm here to get the job done and I'm going to get it done. And even like the games where they lost, or even when he was on the Wizards and he didn't do too well, he still kept playing, and he he's just one of the best players of all time. Like he was a different type of player. I don't really know what to explain how to explain it, but I just felt like he loved the game so much that like you could see it through everything that he did. So, yeah.
And it's always my thing is like I used to live in the city, and it was where Michael Jordan used to live, and
Mhm.
he went to the high school there. So and then they have a gym named after him. So it's like, hmm. And then I live in the city now where he used to be the owner of the Hornets. So I was like, hmm. So
Like,
it's so crazy though, is that I I don't know if you hear these a lot, the whole like the Jordan and LeBron debates, and I'm thinking to
yeah.
myself like, this is one of those debates that gets so tiring. It's like if you want to like, my thing is if you want to compare somebody to Jordan, just go with Kobe. Like exact same type of players, position wise, you know, do that debate. Like
Yeah.
you can just compare LeBron to Magic since they're both like those type of positions, interchangeable, pass, can play multiple positions. Just do that. But
Yeah. And whenever people bring up the Jordan LeBron debate, and in all honesty, I think LeBron's a freaking machine. Like he's insane. He's very talented, but at the same time you can't really compare them. It's different times, different rules, different things, and I've had so many people be like, "Okay, well, prime LeBron versus prime Jordan." And I'm like, "Honestly, prime Jordan. I can't it's just I know size difference, like LeBron's got size and maybe a little more strength, but Jordan's got the agility. He's got honestly better shooter in my opinion. I mean, people might go crazy on me after seeing this, be like, "Val, you're crazy for saying that." But I just think that whenever you put people in a 1v1, I would say Jordan is much more of a 1v1 player. LeBron's very good like coming off the ball or getting like a screen involved. He could still do one on one, but if you're going against a faster, like more agile, more versatile player, I feel like Jordan would beat him in that situation. But in general, though, I feel like you really can't you can't compare them because they're different generations. They're different like eras of basketball.
position wise, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
crazy because it's like, hmm, 6-0 in the finals versus 4-10 in the finals. So
Yeah. It's a long debate, but
it's one of those never ending debates. Like it's like, what time is it again? We good? It's just I'm a Kobe person, but I
I
mean,
love Kobe. I loved Kobe. I still do. I'll still say love. I love Kobe. He's top three all time, 100%.
for sure. And I feel like for me with Kobe, he was one of those athletes that actually advocated for women's sports. Like he didn't just talk about it, he actually was about it. And for him to have daughters and that played sports and him just going to supporting women's sports. And he made famously the wearing the orange hoodie that everybody started wearing. So do you hope to see more athletes be like Kobe, where they actually like don't just talk about advocating for sports, but actually be about it and like tend the games and stuff?
Yeah, like I mean, and you still see it nowadays. Like, what's really nice is I do notice now when it comes to like Paige Becker's or however you say it. Her last name is a little
No,
confusing.
you said it right. You actually said
Okay.
it perfectly. Yes.
Paige Becker's or Caitlin Clark, when it comes to those girls, I've seen people like, Kyrie shouting out them and stuff like that. It's crazy because like the littlest things like that can also help, but it's like I really I would say low key Kyrie's one of the closest to Kobe in that aspect cuz I haven't I'd have to do my research on it, but I've seen him really involved in a lot of like congratulating specific players and stuff like that and like sending messages and I feel like he would be such a good advocate for women's basketball and like honestly, if there was just like more NBA players to just not just one, but like if they start Kobe, he had like girls AAU teams. If there are more, like there's Team Harden for boys. I'm not sure if there's Team Harden for girls, but like imagine if there was just more NBA players like Team blah blah, but girls edition. You know what I'm saying? Like we could do that. Um but I would definitely say like I think also, oh, have you seen where I'm pretty sure it's Asia, she's dating Bam Adebayo?
Yes. Yes.
So I thought it was so great that he actually wore her shoes in a
Yes.
game when they came out. And I was like, that's also like a great way. Like, I'm not saying like all these players go date each other. So then it like, but that was such a huge thing. I feel like not just for her, but for women's basketball. It's like, women's basketball shoes are being worn on an NBA court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it came off from like them dating, but like, it is so important. I think like that's a huge thing. Like, even if guys were to do that, like when Paige Beckers comes out with a shoe, I don't know if she has, I don't think yet, but she will. Like, if she comes out with a shoe, if like some NBA player wears it, or it's one of the greats, if KD wears Sabrina's, and there have been a few NBA players wearing like Sabrina's and stuff like that, and
I know Luca did too. I know Luca has
uh
worn some,
huh, and
and
that's why I'm saying that's huge for people to think like, wow, out of all the like shoes, they're wearing like a woman's shoe, and obviously the girls didn't create it, like physically create it, but they created the designs and stuff. So yeah, I kind of got a little off track, but
oh no, girl, that was perfect because I just thought when I seen Bam wear Asia shit, I was like, this is the cutest thing. Like this is super fly.
uh huh,
Like for me, I don't know if you saw it too, and I thought this was the cutest thing ever. Was Haley Van Lith and Jalen Suggs, like they've been together for the longest time, and to see her like for him to like be there at her draft, and then like they how they'll send like the messages on their phones like to the draftees or whatever whenever they get picked and stuff. To see him like to see like her listening to Jalen Suggs like wish her, congratulate her, and I was like, this is
and also he was at the championship too. Well, he was not championship, but he was at her like playoff games
so cute.
too,
Yes, and
like
wearing
the
her
finals.
jersey,
Yeah,
and wearing her. I was like, we.
it's it was nice to see that. I was actually gonna say like when it comes to, the relationships with athletes, sometimes it's a little more like low key and stuff. And I first for a while I wasn't sure if they were like together still, but when I saw that I was like, that was so heartwarming, like to see that kind of support. And like he's an NBA player too. Like them supporting the women's side, and it's not just because of the romance. Like it's because she's also a dog. Like she's really good too. So
Man, because I was like, because I remember they were, and it's crazy because Jalen Suggs and Paige are best friends, and they both from Minnesota, and then it's like Jalen and Haley together since she was at Louisville and he was at Gonzaga. I was like, well, this is so cute, but I think the relationships when it comes to athletes, they do it very well if they keep it really like low key, like because there's always those people that like to speculate. Oh, like
Or try to bring it down, or hey girl, the hey girl message.
yes, like just like let them be happy, y'all. Just let them be happy. Like just let them.
Exactly.
It's like it costs nothing to be kind, y'all.
Exactly.
So I always ask my guests this question because bona fide means authentic and unique. So what makes Miss Valerie Van Dyke? I hope I said your name right.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Check
Okay,
mark.
yes. This is a raw and real, so I may have my moments like the moments like this. So what makes Miss Valerie Van Dyke bona fide? What makes your story stands out?
Hmm. I would say I don't know. Okay, I don't know isn't a good answer. Let me just think. Um, well, I would say it's a few components that make my story like real, like what it is. I would say like, having God as a big influence in my life. I'm very Christian, and there were many times where I kind of prayed like I don't know like how my situation's going to go, like when I was deciding if I was going to quit basketball or something, I'd pray and be like, if this isn't the way, like if this isn't my path, show me. Also like having my family, I'm very very big on like family. So honestly, I would say what makes me really unique is like having my family close and prioritizing family, because I feel like sometimes people get lost in life and kind of like, they don't as often check in with their family, or they don't do as much family time. And for me, like my family's kind of been my rock. So just spending time, whether it's going to go play volleyball or basketball together or board games, or just spending time, I think that's what keeps me real, keeps me bona fide. Like it just grounds me. So yeah, I would kind of say that.
So if you had to choose a verse or maybe a couple verses, what
Mhm.
from scripture wise, what would you say is the two verses that kind of sticks out or like kind of resonates with?
Well, I actually have two verses on me. I will say this is terrible. I don't have them memorized, but right here, I have John 1:9 on my arm. I don't know if you can read it.
Oh, Joshua 1:9.
Jo- yeah, Joshua 1:9. Yeah.
Oh, be
Did I
strong.
say? I say Josh. Yeah, Joshua 1:9. I don't know if you can read it on here, but
Says be strong and courageous and do not be afraid. I know
that's
that one.
basically that's the gist of it. Um, so I got this because these are my dad's favorite Bible verses, and when I was right about going into college, he had passed away. So I had gotten this. This was his favorite Bible scripture, and then the one I have one on my back. It's Romans 8:28, and they're kind of both about like strength and perseverance, like no matter like what storm you kind of go through, to just keep pushing through, because that's kind of what he taught me. No matter like how much you think the walls are closing in, or like the world is falling on you, that you just need to keep pushing and like not make excuses. So that's kind of what both sum up. But yeah. Sorry, I couldn't recite them.
Oh, girl, you good? I was like, I know, but I was like, I'm here for it though. I was like, and the fact that I said to, and they're like, you know what? I got two right here. I was like, man,
Like, okay, that works.
it's like a match made right there.
Yeah. Two, and it's funny, you did ask for two, and I have exactly two on me, so
Man, won't he do it though?
man. And I have faith right here, so
Girl, all these tattoos you got, I was like, I definitely need to get another one because I only got two and I really want like some more. So, but I love like, I was like, dang, she's a tattoo.
yeah, I do have a lot.
Girl. So, but I love it though. I love the artwork though. I'm here
Thanks.
for it. So so can you let the folks know how and where they can find you and follow you and support you, as well as any upcoming events happening?
So my Instagram handle is ihoop.valerie. My YouTube, I I'm actually not sure what my YouTube is, but I'm sure if you look my name up, Valerie Van Dijk, you'll find it. And then my TikTok is lowkey.bvd. Um, and then an event actually this Friday. They're supposedly where I'm still like not sure if it's still going on, but we're supposed to have a women's event thrown by my friend Morgan and Elise. They're both social media content creators for basketball, and they're throwing this kind of like women's event, which is really nice because we're trying to like do awareness, where it's kind of like 1v1s and 3v3s and stuff like that, where people come and watch. So that's Friday, I believe at like it'll be late at night, I think, but I'll be posting it on my socials and stuff once I get the go ahead. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'm trying to think of other events that might be coming up. I've been thinking of throwing an event too, but I just haven't had the time to really set aside yet. But yeah,
Girl,
so
go for it. Go for it.
yeah, I should.
As you say, now is the time to do something and support women's sports. Just like you said, now is
Yeah,
that time. So thank you guys for tuning in to Bonafide Her Podcast, episode 131. And big shout out to Miss Valerie Van Dijk, the queen herself. You could check her out on all her social medias, just like she said. You could check out the live replay of episode 131 featuring the queen herself. After this, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.